Bethesda's E3 was terrible. And not only because of their uh, stage performance and what they showed off, but it was also the audience. Okay, a good majority of the E3 consisted of Fallout 76, and I have a lot of problems with Fallout 76. But it's not only that, the game ruined Bethesda. Okay, this Fallout 76 is gonna be Bethesda. I don't know how many people actually think that this tragedy of a game is going to continue on in next games, but it is. You know why? Because people like the audience. Okay, the audience in that E3 was terrible. Okay, they were cheering on every time they talked about Fallout 76. They even cheered on when they said they were making a battle royale for Fallout 76. It's like I guess they don't understand what bar they're setting for by cheering them on. I guess they don't understand it because see the thing is when you cheer on a company like that that's doing anti-consumer things, doing things against their um, consumer, then they're not going to learn. Okay, they're not. And I guess you could say, "Oh yeah, but I like it," right? Or something like that. Okay, I liked Fallout 4, but I know as a fact it's the end of Bethesda as we know it. Okay, I know it was a terrible game, and I know it was terrible to be made, and I know it was terrible for me to buy it. Okay, so what? I liked the game. Okay, as um, a fan of a company, you should know when a company does wrong, even if you like what they did. Okay, you just should, right? You should own up to your mistakes in buying the product like I did. I know it was a bad idea for me to get Fallout 4. Okay, and I know that even though I don't even really like it now, honestly, like playing Fallout 3 in New Vegas again. I can't even play Fallout 4. I can't because there's nothing in it. Like there's literally nothing but shooting and killing. Okay, and that works in some cases like Borderlands or Division 2. I was just playing it earlier. But that's because those games started with that and end with it, okay? Now, see, the thing is with Fallout is that Fallout was a post-apocalyptic RPG based around problems that you had and how you can solve them through either diplomacy or action. Okay, not whatever Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 was. Okay, Fallout 4, actually, I'll start. Fallout 4 is a looter shooter game with um, fucking like RPG elements. And when I say RPG elements, I say it lightly because the role play mechanics in it are so small to the point that you could call it Far Cry. Okay, in Far Cry, if you've ever played Far Cry, which I'm assuming the majority of people watching this are going to know what Far Cry is. It's a looter shooter game with small RPG elements. The newer ones, at least. I don't think there's like a skill menu in the or like a skill tree. And no, there I don't. No, there isn't a skill tree in the second, and definitely not the first one. So That's not what I want in Fallout. What I want in Fallout is an RPG game. Okay, a game where you can get like go through missions with having multiple ways of getting through them, like Fallout New Vegas. If you've ever played Fallout New Vegas, which again I'm guessing the majority have that are watching this, how Fallout New Vegas works is that okay, I'll give you an example. The king. Let's talk about the mission where you get a mission from the NCR ambassador. I forget what it's called. I think something like the king or something, and it has to do with the King's gang doing violence against the NCR, and you have to get a way, or you have to you first get the prompt to assassinate the I forget his name, but he's like the side man or the king's right hand man, and you have to make it to where it can't trace back to the NCR. Okay, and there's multiple ways of doing this. You can turn his jet lethal because he has like heart problems, put Psycho in it and turn it lethal, and he die of like a heart attack or something or like an overdose. You can dress up like a great Khan or something like that. I think, and kill him. You can dress up like I don't know if like you can find ways to do it right, or you don't even have to kill him. You can talk to the king, and it'll put up a prompt and another way to do it. And if you do like a certain two missions for him that aren't long at all, um, it'll put you to a point to where you can get tell the king that this dude is corrupt, right? And then on top of that, he gives you another the guy you're supposed to assassinate gives you another decision where he tells you that hey, I'll pay you, and then you don't have to tell him. And then guess what you can do? You can still tell him. You don't get the prompt taken away from you for taking the money from him. And in fact, what I did was I talked to the king. I did the missions, which are just like two missions, and they're not hard at all. I did the missions, and then I took the money from the king's right hand man. That's what I did. Okay, but there's multiple ways you can do it. You can gain fame with the kings, right? You can do those like two or three missions and then kill the guy anyway. Okay, or you can convince the king through diplomacy and stuff to just stop attacks on NCR. Okay, you don't have to shoot. You don't have to kill the king. You don't have to kill his right hand man. You don't have to kill anybody in the king's gang. Okay, and that's the beauty of Fallout not 76, Fallout New Vegas. Okay, that's the beauty of it. Is that you see a problem and you have 20, that's obviously an exaggeration, but 20 different ways to fix it. And Fallout 4 doesn't have that. Fallout 4, the choices you make lead up to explosions and killing. Okay, lead up to killing, no matter what. Okay, you can, in fact, when you decline a mission, you can still do it later. Which I'm pretty sure if you declined a mission in the earlier games, it was gone. You couldn't do it again. If you said no, you couldn't do it again at all. Okay, and even though that's a small detail, that declining missions, that's honestly amazing. Like because it gives it more nuance. Like once that mission's gone, it's gone. Okay, once something is gone, it's gone. In the earlier Fallout's, in Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, they're so watered down. You can decline a mission and still do it later. In fact, it's more of a like a waiting period if you say no to a mission instead of a like not doing the mission. Okay. If you look at give me a okay, so if you look at Fallout 4, I haven't played Fallout 76, and I'm not going to it. I'm not ever going to buy that game. That game is never getting my money. Okay, but if you, sorry if you can hear gunshots in the background. I don't live in a ghetto. I have Division 2 playing in the background. So if you ever played Fallout 4, there's 4 factions, I think: Minutemen, Railroad, Division, and Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, and what happens is no matter what faction you side with, another faction has to be destroyed. Okay, no matter what decision you do, that faction has to be destroyed. Okay, the railroad is the institution, and the Brotherhood get destroyed. The Brotherhood is the institution, and the railroad. I'm not sure about the Minutemen. I forget about the Minutemen. They get destroyed. If it's the Minutemen, it's the Institute and Brotherhood getting destroyed. I'm not going to go on, but basically, see, the problem with that is they don't give you other ways of doing it. They just tell you to shoot. They just tell you to kill, and boom, it gets done. Okay, which is, if that's the character you're wanting to play, then fine. Okay, but see, the thing is, that's not like the character you voluntarily get to play. That's the character that is set for you, because no matter decision you make, the character is set for you. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. The character's set for you. So, let's say you want the Minutemen and the Railroad to side, because they're both basically the good faction. Even though I would say the Institute is more of a moral, or not the Institute, the Railroad is more of a moral gray, because they don't really care about humans, but they care more about synths than they do humans, which doesn't make any sense. But let's go with, okay, you want Minutemen and Railroad decide with each other, right? Well, you can't. Okay, there's this one mission. I forget what it's called again. Like I said, because I haven't played Fallout 4 in years. Now, intend to. But if you there's this mission, right, where Minutemen soldiers are being held up by Institute soldiers, and you are trying to be undercover because the railroad's supposed to be like all secretive. You're undercover, and stuff, right? And then, what happens is, if you kill the Institute people, then you just quit the. I'm pretty sure you just quit the railroad storyline. Like, if you want to end the railroad storyline and join the Minutemen again to finish it off with the Minutemen, then you can do it, which is so dumb. Like, that's so incredibly dumb. Like, that could be a cool moment to have them side together. But Bethesda right now is so unnuanced, and so, like, their writing team is so dumb and bad. They didn't even think of, hey, maybe these two factions. And at this point, if you're the captain, you're the captain of the Minutemen at this point, because you have to be you have to do the Minutemen mission so far up to owning the castle. So at this point, you're the captain of the Minutemen. right? But the thing is, um, the problem is that it doesn't matter that you're the captain with the Minutemen. Okay, you're not going to be able to side with the Minutemen and the railroad. If you want to be the railroad, you can't side with the Minutemen. Okay, and if you side with the Minutemen, you can't side with the railroad. And they tell you this because after you beat the mission for one of those factions, they're not hostile toward you, but they are mad at you for siding with the other faction. The railroad says, "Good job for taking out the Institute, but you kind of suck for siding with the Minutemen, and even though you do the same thing that they want anyway." Okay, and then the Minutemen says, if you for actually, well, if you forget to evacuate the people, the Minutemen says, "Oh, you suck." Like they basically kind of say the same thing, except the railroad is a bit nicer about it, and the Minutemen aren't. And obviously, there's a reason why, because the Minutemen care about human life, while the Institute doesn't. Okay, they don't care if you evacuate the people or not. They just care about the synths. So that obviously brings a problem with the game and what Fallout is, right? Because Fallout is about multiple choices, multiple problems, and multiple ways to finish not finish the problems, but fix the problems, right? With this game, there's multiple problems and one way to finish it: through guns. No diplomacy, no matter how much you have in charisma, it doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. You fight and fight and fight, which is not a problem in Borderlands, where there isn't choices and have never had choices. Okay, but it's a problem in Fallout, where it's an actual RPG game, because Borderlands is not. Just because you have a skill tree in your game does not mean it's an RPG. That's like saying Division 2 is mainly an RPG when it's not. It's a looter shooter with RPG elements. Just because you can create a character and and you have a skill tree does not make it an RPG. What makes an RPG is how the character works. If it can make decisions and how the decisions work. Because, yeah, Fallout, they have decisions, but they all lead to basically the same thing. That's like saying Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a full-on RPG because it has decisions. It's not. Okay, because no matter what decision you make, and no matter what dialogue option you choose, your character is the same character, and that's what I have a problem. That's my main problem with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is that it is the character, because the character sucks. Okay, I liked Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but the character sucks ass. Okay, I loved Assassin's Creed Origins character because he was noble, wise, and honestly just badass in general. The character in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, no matter what, is just some sarcastic piece of shit, which can work. Okay, being sarcastic, like a sarcastic character, can work, and in a lot of ways, I like sarcastic characters. My favorite character is Spider-Man. I like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. It can work, but the problem is that she's generally. Actually, I think the um, the canon character is the female, so Cassandra. No matter what, Cassandra's just an asshole, like a piece of shit, kind of like Dante from the Devil May Cry reboot. He was just like, he wasn't witty or sarcastic. He was just a piece of shit. Like he was so terrible and stupid. Like in fact, there's this one part, and I know this is getting away from the main issue, but there's this one part in Devil May Cry, the reboot of it, where he's walking down the street with a sidekick character, the medium character, and then he just smacks or like takes a can of soda from a fat guy, and it's like, don't drink that, you're fat. or some shit like that. It's like, that's not even witty. You're just calling some dude fat. That's not even like funny in any way. But anyway, I'm getting out of the main reason for this video, which is Bethesda. Bethesda has nothing to do with Devil May Cry. Funny enough, the only good games so far that have come out of Bethesda are the public, or since Fallout 4, have been the publishing, the games they publish. Okay, like Doom and Wolfenstein and Dishonored. Okay, minus Rage 2. Rage 2 is a crock of shit. Why they thought they would need a Rage sequel, I don't know, because Rage 1 was a commercial catastrophe. They thought they could do a quick cash grab, which again is the problem with Bethesda. Okay, is a problem with Bethesda, so that they thought they could get a quick cash grab on the Neon Apocalypse type thing, like Borderlands. Okay, but see, the problem with that is that they do it poorly. Okay, they just do it bad. Okay, they're even when they're publishing a game and a company's still making on their own, they have oversight on what's going, like what happens with it. That's why a lot of EA games kind of suck. That's why Anthem, even though it's made by BioWare, a legendary game company, is still bad because EA has control over that. Bethesda has control over Rage 2, and they saw it, what happened to Rage 2, and they still said continue, which is the problem. Okay, if you don't see a problem with Bethesda at all, then you are the reason why they're bad. You are the reason why they think they can get away with what's going on in their company. You are the reason why they make games like Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. You are why their company goes to shit. Okay? Because, see, what a company does is they see, when they're making a product, is they see how they can make more money out of their games. Okay, a game company. So they see that they can make money off of things like Fallout 76. Their fans, they're Bugthestards, are crowding around them, and they're seeing the money coming on them. Okay, they're seeing the money coming on them, and then they make more shitty games. Okay, they alienate their fan base. They divide their fan base to pander to these weaker, casual audiences. The audiences that ruin everything. Everything. Okay, you think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be good after this? You think it's actually going to be good after this when they know they can be lazy and still get money off of it? Do you think that? Because if you think Elder Scrolls 6 is actually going to be good, you're fucking retarded. Okay, that's just, I'm putting that out there. You are a retard if you still have faith in Bethesda after all they've done. They've butt-fucked you over and over and over again, and you're still saying please more. Let me just say that. You're still saying please more after they've rammed you in the ass raw and without lube. Okay, and you're still liking it. It hurts. Okay, it hurts like a motherfucker. But you're still taking it and asking for more. Okay, I want you to know that. I want you people who sit there and still defend Fallout 4, still defend Fallout 76, and are going to defend the games that are coming out next, that still praise Elder Scrolls Blades for some reason, that a game that should never have been made, and the only reason why it's being made is because Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 did surprisingly well, even though they're getting backlash on Fallout 76. You know how much money Fallout 76 made? It made more than Fallout 4. It made more than Fallout 4. okay, which was box office success, which was just commercial success. I should have said box office success is talking about movies. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying everybody who's watching this, but I'm saying, and you know who you are, the people that defend the game and say it's good. You are the person that's ruining Bethesda. Not only Bethesda, not only the company. The company isn't the only thing to blame. It's the circumstances that the company is in. Because why would a company have to make or want to make risks when they don't have to? Okay, Bethesda doesn't have to make risks anymore. They don't have to make their RPGs nuanced anymore because they have a fucking retarded fan base. They have a stupid ass fan base that sits there and applauds to them. Okay, that E3 was the worst thing to happen. Okay, not only because Bethesda just had a bad performance, it was because the people cheering them on like retards. Okay, when they talked about Fallout 76, they were like, "Oh yeah, oh, Battle Royale in Fallout 76, that's the best thing that happened." No, that is the worst thing that could happen. Okay, and you know why? Because Bethesda, from what I know, I could be wrong, but Bethesda was never the kind of company that would go with the grain. Battle Royales right now are kind of a big thing. If you look at Fortnite, sadly, it's a big thing. If you look at PUBG, sadly, it's kind of a big thing. Apex Legends, sadly, it's kind of a big thing, even though PUBG and Apex Legends are kind of sucking now. I was hoping actually that Apex Legends was good, so we can get Fortnite out of the way. So it's kind of a big deal, right? And now that things like Fallout 76 Battle Royale are coming out, they're slowly more and more gonna push that narrative that they need to be with the trends, and they don't. Okay, look at Cyberpunk 2077. Actually, I don't know much about Cyberpunk 2077, but look at, even though I'm actually pretty hyped about I feel like it's going to be more of like a Witcher with guns, which I love the idea of because I love Witcher. But let's look at Outer Worlds. Okay, Obsidian Entertainment is making Outer Worlds, and they're gonna make it like they made, kind of like they made New Vegas. That's kind of what they've been saying they're doing, right? And they are genuinely taking a risk here. They are genuinely taking a risk because games like Fallout 76 don't pander to casual audiences. They pander to their main to the fan base, the hardcore fan base. Okay, Obsidian Entertainment has the clout enough to make a game like this, which somehow is so risk taking now. Okay, because games like this, RPGs like this, aren't the same as RPGs in the 90s and early 2000s. Okay, they were way more advanced than now, which is so sad because that was in the past. Okay, we should continue to advance, but we're slowly and slowly getting more dull. Okay, video games are getting more dull, and they always have been. Okay, which is a bad thing. They need to be getting more better and better and better and better instead of getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's like if we, during the Bronze Age, like we developed from Stone Age to Bronze Age, and then from Bronze Age we went back down to Stone Age in history. Okay, that's like if the Romans, one of the best, um, one of the best like civilizations slowly just went back to Stone Age instead of kept advancing, even after their civilization fell. I want to leave you with that. I want to leave my viewers, the people that are going to watch this, with that. That Bethesda is slowly getting duller. And the only way we can stop it, the only way we can stop what's happening right now is by stopping buying the games. Okay, quit buying those microtransactions in Elder Scrolls Blade. Quit buying Fallout 76 and Atom Points. Quit buying the currency from Creation Club. Quit buying the stuff. That is the only way we're gonna get better. Is if you fucking retards that are buying and cheering on these people, these bad business decisions, these bad consumer business decisions, not business decisions, because obviously they're making good money off of this. But you need to stop. You need to stop.